poetry. And there are some R-rated lines in here that I'm going to edit as I go. So, you know what? You guys are what, 17, 16? You're not ready, and that's okay. And that's okay. It's not like, oh, it's just how it is. So, here we go. Bring it back. Focus, bring it back. It's called I Am Not an Extension of My Poetry. I am not an extension of my poetry. My poetry is an extension of me. My poems don't define me, and so I ask that you see me for the person behind the words. Don't idolize my gifts because it strips me of my humanity. And you will only be disappointed when you realize I cannot live up to your perceptions. I'll either be too much for you to handle or fall short of your expectations, because I am not an extension of my poetry. My poetry is an extension of me. All you see is this stranger on stage who keeps you engaged with her romantic ideals in sexy lingerie, a low-cut shirt, and high heels, but that's not the real me. Though that's what I allow you to see, please don't think that 15, 20 minutes on this mic is enough time for you to know me. There's a million complexities that define my identity. I have many contradictions and codependent addictions that go beyond the depths of my poetry. I get cranky if I don't sleep enough, and I don't wear cute clothes all the time. And I'm not always about the movement. Sometimes I'm too busy trying to figure out how to pay my rent, because you can't light up the world until you've paid your light bill. And you can't bring forth change if you've got no change. So no, I'm not passionately fighting for social justice every second of every day. And though I talk a whole lot about spirit, I barely find time to pray. And no, I don't wake up with revolution on my mind every morning. I wake up with funky breath and soul and breath and a pillow mark on my face. I am 20 pounds overweight and I am insecure about that. I wear skirts because pants make my hips too wide. The right side of my face is prettier than the left, and so the left side sometimes gets jealous. I can't do push-ups, not even the girly kind. I wear push-up bras to make my boobs look bigger. And lately I noticed that my right breast is slightly bigger than my left, and I am starting to develop a complex. Sometimes when it is cold in winter, I will skip a shower. I claim feminist, but I love and crave male attention. And I don't chew gum. Every week I read my horoscope at nightlightnews.com. I'm proud of all that I am becoming and don't regret anything I have done. I have compromised my beliefs in the past. I have worked jobs I never thought I would because I have needed the money. I have spent 2 nights in jail. I eat chocolate on my period, and here's the part that I'm going to skip over. I don't talk to my family about sex. I am embarrassed to talk about sex with my family. I'm very impatient. I am picky about men and have little time for dating. I love a challenge. I am not easily impressed. I am self-conscious about my art and very critical of others. I can't sing, not even in the shower. I get scared my spirit will hear me and run away from me. I brush my teeth 5 times a day, but I don't like to floss because my gums are sensitive. I shave my legs only in the summer. I have a phobia of needles, a fear of betrayal, and I am often scared to be vulnerable. I have let a man hit me in the past, and I have never liked to talk about it. There was one time when I did not stick up for a good friend. I am working on letting go of my baggage, and I am still healing from childhood wounds. I have dreams about people I don't know. I spend money before I make it. I am a closeted nerd. I don't mind the laundromat if I have a good book, and I've read every science fiction novel Octavia Butler ever wrote. I have saved every love note that I have ever received. I have broken hearts. I have hurt and deceived. I know a lot of people but don't have too many friends. I am not a self-empowered woman all the time, though my poems say so. I have lacked compassion for others and love for myself. I have experienced heartbreak and humiliation from lovers. I have fantasized about a married man. I have driven without insurance. I have driven away after hitting a parked car and knocking off his rearview mirror. And I once threw a leftover tofu taco at a Lexus who cut me off on the corner of Venice and Lincoln. I wouldn't want my mother to hear this poem. I wouldn't want my grandmother to hear this poem. I have stretched the truth to get a job and have found a way to cheat in almost every science exam I have ever taken. I have learned to dumb myself down and show myself off depending on the situation. I have been a sellout. I have been timid, cocky, subtle, arrogant. I have been in love. I laugh at fat jokes and have no tolerance for racist humor. And these are all the contradictions that make me human, whole, complete, and free. And if I hadn't written this poem, y'all would never have known these things about me, because I am not an extension of my poetry. My poetry is an extension of me, so I'm not perfect, you see. I'm not this poet on a pedestal or a sexy revolutionary. I am more than my creativity. There's a real woman inside my poetry, finding herself and redefining herself constantly, transforming, evolving, and looking to be free from judgments and expectations that this world puts over me, because I am not an extension of my poetry. It is my poetry that is an extension of me.